we also know that networking isn't it doesn't really have a very positive light to it. I think that people think, especially I think networking on social media is that you're DMing someone, and that may or may not be particularly well received. So what does that look like for you if you are using, or you're using this as a tool not to necessarily just post a portfolio or a work in progress piece, but really for you to go and exercise this as a networking tool? Again, I think the point of it is to go and make sure that this grouping over here sees that you exist. I don't know what you want to see from me. That's the thing. Like I think so much of the times the really big names that we sort of see in when we're going to art school, like these blue chip galleries, we're like, oh, what if I just keep tagging Gagosian? What if I just keep tagging Pace? What if I just keep like, is that what I'm supposed to be doing in terms of networking to go and get to know a gallery? Like what would that even am I writing to the cure? Like what am I supposed to be doing, if it's a tool that is connecting me to something else?
Yeah, I love this, and I again appreciate having an opportunity to kind of use a bit of asterisk and air quote sorcery around the word networking, because again, like I don't believe that it should be. I understand the transactionality of it. It is something where you can absolutely find your next gig, find your next really dope situation, meet your best friend. I follow a lot of accounts, and it allows me to like just have conversations about different things where
To
you're
to
getting.
the account, like with
Well,
yourself
not necessarily.
openly?
I
Like
mean, sometimes to myself, but sometimes in response to accounts that I'm following,
you do
or
that a lot. I was like, I
in,
would never do that.
like now that I know I can quote a tweet, and that's kind of a thing that I do both on my Instagram stories and my Twitter, where I'm quote tweeting. If it deserves a bit of context or I really just fucking want to react to it, I'll do it. And as an artist, I think there's a lot more liberty. If you're somebody who regularly speaks truth to power within your work and outside of your work, there's a case for it. As somebody who may not and may want to be true to the book and just like talk about what a fan they are of certain things or what influences their craft, again, you can make an Instagram story where you're just showcasing work you like. You can do that for Twitter as well, and sometimes those artists follow you back. So there are subtle ways in which you can get yourself noticed, and maybe that turns into a conversation like, hey, I see a lot of your stuff and I dig it, and it would be nice to start a conversation from there. So I think, one, there's a huge level of etiquette that probably deserves another conversation, because rules of trust and safety come into play. These aren't your typical relationships that you make in real life. So I think having a presence on social is very much business and commerce related. Try to keep it strictly to that and build those relationships over time where, sure, you wouldn't engage with somebody deeper than a comment on something after a week of following them, but maybe they have a blue check for a reason because they're an artist and they're a fellow artist, but maybe from the same neighborhood or from a similar community where you might find some kinship with them, that sort of thing. And hopefully when they see you, you have enough of your story out there that they're like, okay, we can be peers, we can make a conversation happen.